good evening, good evening. I'm excited to give you the word tonight. I'm always excited to give you the word. I'm always excited to give you these nuggets that God gives me. I'm one of those people when God gives me something and it's good, I like passing it on to other people. And tonight, God began to speak to me about something that He's mandated that I do in my life. And He kept using the word prepare. Prepare. And I understood prepare in parts. And we've gotten so spiritually sophisticated that we like to define prepare according to its parts. That the suffix pre means before, and the prefix pre means before, and the suffix pair means to cut away. And we begin to talk about all the things God cuts away and eliminates from our lives in order for us to be prepared to move into our destiny. God spoke to me and He said, I need for you to broaden your mindset about being prepared. And that's what we're going to talk about for a few minutes. I want to talk about the definition of prepare in its overall context. And overall, prepare or preparations are a series of steps that is used to make us ready for something. They're used to put us in a position so that when opportunity knocks or when things come our way, we are ready to embrace it or ready to use it or ready to step into it. And so we're going to talk about prepare in the context of being, getting things ready, being made ready. That's what we're going to talk about tonight. There are three things about preparation or three things about prepare that we're going to talk about. Before I go into the three things, one of the things God spoke to me, and I'm going to pass it on to you today, is the fact that only God can prepare us for our destiny. I don't care what steps you're taking. Only God prepares us. The word teaches us that the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord. So in order for God to prepare our steps, we must allow Him, or we must surrender to Him so that He can. There are three things I'm going to share with you about prepare, and then we're going to close. I hope that's good. The first thing that I want you to understand when you talk about preparing for something is understand that preparation speaks to possibilities more than they speak to probabilities. Hold on to that. When we prepare, we are preparing for what's possible. And we are eliminating what's probable. Let me give you an example. Some of you may be saying, but I want to start a business, or I want to go to school, or whatever your dream may be. There is an element of preparation that must take place in order for the dream to come to pass. And many of us stop short of making dreams come to pass because of those things that are going on in our lives that we feel would probably stop us. We feel, can't move on because we don't have enough money. We feel that we probably won't make it come to pass because we don't have the right connections. We feel that we probably can't do it because we don't have the right education, and so on and so on. But preparation makes you zero in on the possibilities. It makes you look at all of those things that probabilities say will make it almost impossible, and preparation will make it possible. Preparation will make you figure out how to go back to school. Preparation will show you how to save your money in order to start that business. Preparation will teach you who to connect with in order to move to your next level. Preparation has that type of power, and the enemy knows it. So he tries to make preparation seems like a challenge. One of the things that we have to deal with is the fact that in order for us to secure our destiny, we must become prepared. The second thing I want to tell you about preparation is that in the original Greek, the word ready and perfection are synonymous. In matter of fact, when in kingdom terms, when God talks about perfection, he's talking about what is ready, what is already ready, what is already in a place where it can be used. When you say those words that I'm not perfect, what you're simply saying is I'm not ready. I'm not prepared. And all we have to do in order for God to want to use us and move us into our next level is be willing to allow him to prepare us. Therefore, he will perfect us. Preparation and being perfect are not necessarily synonymous, but they are closely related. When you become prepared, it moves you closer to perfection. We define perfection as being without flaws, being without faults. But when God deals with perfection, he's dealing with what is made ready. That's why God can use us as flawed and as faulty as we are as humans. He still will use us and call us perfect. When you start thinking in kingdom terms is what has no flaw, you're talking about excellence. And God can make us excellent if we surrender and let him make us perfect. The third thing that we want to talk about when we talk about being prepared is that preparation alleviates the properties within us that makes us feel like we can't do and can't have. Preparation will eliminate lack. How? Because preparation will put us in a position where we'll be able to strategize and be able to accomplish those things that God would have us accomplish. I know that we don't like to talk about being disciplined, but preparation has a purpose to discipline us and condition us so that we can be ready to move into our next destiny. Our issue is not that God has not made us perfect. Our issue is not that God has not given us destiny. Our issue is we are refusing to prepare. We are looking at the things that we have committed ourselves to in our lives, and we're telling ourselves we can't do. That is not true. Understand that what God is preparing you for has to deal more with other people than it does with just you. We think of King David and we look at all he went through in his life and we say that God was preparing him to be the king of Israel. That is true. But God was also preparing David to be the forefather of Jesus the Christ. Oh, yes, he was. David was one of the descendants of Christ. And in order for us to embrace our destiny, in order for us to step into our purposes, we must prepare. We have the power to prepare. All we need is the mindset to prepare. My brothers and my sisters, go forth. Prepare for those things that God would have us to do. God bless you, and I'll see you next week.